We all know what is national citizenship, how to be a good citizen of a country. What are the responsibilities and rights of a Korean citizen or Malaysian citizen? For example, as citizens, we should obey the law of the country, and at the same time, the country should protect us. But today, there are many problems and issues which cut across national borders, such as global warming, climate change, water pollution, violence and conflict resolution, poverty, and terrorism. All these problems can only be solved through international cooperation and collaboration. Now, as global citizens, we also need to play our part. According to UNESCO, global citizenship must be viewed as life experience and not just a forum of intellectual debates. There must be occasions for learners of all ages to feel that they belong to a common humanity, to understand that they need to take care of others, both those they know and those they do not know. UNESCO promotes global citizenship, GCED, which aims to empower learners of all ages to assume active roles both locally and globally in building tolerant, inclusive, and secure societies. Therefore, we teachers need to get a better understanding of GCED and incorporate it in our daily practices. Very often, we teachers tend to focus on the cognitive aspect of learning and forget about the social, emotional, and behavioral aspects. We always teach using textbook, emphasizing rote learning, and restricting ourselves in the classroom. What is missing is learning by doing, learning in real-life situations, learning from real-life problems. Lessons that are student-centered instead of teacher-centered. Experiential learning instead of book knowledge. In this video, we would like to introduce you to an innovative teaching methodology which would provide more transformative learning opportunities for your students to be engaged not only cognitively, but also activates their social, emotional, and behavioral domains through experiential activities. By cognitive domain, we mean knowledge, facts, and information, remembering and understanding. By social emotional domain, we mean values, attitudes, feelings, and emotions. By behavioral domain, we mean acting effectively and responsibly. In other words, our students are motivated to make a change, may it be individual change or societal change. Thus, for effective GCED, we must cover all three domains: cognitive, social-emotional, and behavioral. And the innovative teaching methodology is known as place-based learning, PBL. By definition, place-based learning is an educational approach whereby students learn through engagement with local environment, local community, and local issues. PBL locates the learner in a context where the learner can activate or practice learning in an authentic setting. The PBL approach may incorporate or overlap with several others related forms of learning, such as project-based learning, problem-based learning, community-based learning, and inquiry-based learning. Place-based learning encompasses both project-based and problem-based learning. Project-based learning allows experiential learning and problem-solving, but it often is confined to the classroom or laboratory. Place-based projects provides opportunity for the students to interact with real communities and learn about real-world problems that may be faced by the communities. Place-based learning also encourages students to be involved in inquiry-based learning, whereby they explore questions that are posed by the teacher or by the students themselves. More importantly, place-based learning is student-centered, and students are expected to find answers to the questions through observations, interview with the community, or through research. PBL has three defining characteristics, namely experiential learning, student-centered constructive learning, and applied learning. In experiential learning, students interact and engage with the real community and environment. They learn by doing. For example, learning to plant or harvest in a community farm, or learning to cook a traditional dish from a member of the community. In student-centered constructive learning, students are encouraged to explore, investigate, and draw their own conclusions. For example, in a PBL project where they prepare and cook a local dish, they should be able to explain the science of how we can use local ingredients to obtain certain flavors. In applied learning, students are expected to reflect certain concepts taught in the classroom when analyzing a situation or problem on site. For example, in the classroom, they may learn about chemical components needed for plant growth. But in a PBL gardening project, they should be able to apply this knowledge to prepare a safe organic soil mix for vegetables. Inside the classroom, our students learn objective knowledge from secondary sources such as books, newspapers, videos, and internet. Outside the classroom, in a place and community, our students learn contextual knowledge in an authentic environment and from real-world experiences. For GCED, we have to integrate classroom and real-world learning. We also have to connect local issues to global issues. As the saying goes, think globally and act locally. PBL requires a shift from the classroom to the community, from expository approach to constructive approach. Our traditional methods of teaching tend to be classroom-based learning, text-based and instructed learning, problem-solving on paper, and individualized learning. In contrast, our innovative teaching method, PBL, aims at community-based learning, experiential and inquiry-based learning, problem-solving on the ground, and emphasizes teamwork and collaboration. The PBL learning cycle is made up of 4 stages of learning. The 4 stages enable students to connect classroom knowledge with on-site experiences and demonstrate understandings through application or social action. The teacher may arrange the stages in any order, for example, intersperse concept with experience or vice versa. Stage 1. Concept and context. This is where the students learn about a GCED-related topic, are introduced to a real site and community where they will further investigate the topic. Stage 2. Experience. In this stage, students learn through observation and investigation on site, and through interaction or interviews with the community. Stage 3. Critical analysis and reflection. Students analyze the data they have collected on site and synthesize it with information learned in the classroom and come up with some findings. Stage 4. Application. Students share their findings with a larger public or initiate small actions to facilitate change. Now, in order to understand place-based learning, let us look at a project entitled My Penang Hill, which was carried out by a group of teachers and students from a secondary school in Penang, Malaysia. This project was carried out in 2018, where 20 high school students investigated a landslide incident that occurred in 2017 at a hillside resort near their school. In designing the PBL project, it is important to choose the site and then identify a problem or issue to be investigated, and this problem has to be linked or connected to a particular GCED theme and part of the school curricula. In this case study, the site is Penang Hill. The problem to be investigated is landslide. The GCED themes are environmental protection and collective action by citizens and stakeholders. The project activities drew from several subject areas such as geography and science concepts, civics and citizenship, language skills used in community interviews, and art skills used in a final exhibition. Project background. The lead teacher, Ms. Chu, brought together a few colleagues to form a cross-disciplinary team who collaboratively planned and designed this PBL project. The students went through the 4 stages of the learning cycle. Stage 1, Concept and Context. Here, the students study environmental issues and the rescue operations at the hillside. Stage 2, Experience. Here, the students investigated the landslide site and conducted inquiry. Critical reflection. Students analyzed, synthesized data, and assessed the situation. Stage 4, Application. Students shared findings at an exhibition. Concepts and Context. The project moves between classroom and community. Starting with a classroom introduction, students watch a video of Penang Hill and were introduced to the geographical phenomenon of landslides. Skill building. In preparation for their on-site research, students were prepared with interview skills on etiquette and also skills on how to prepare relevant interview questions. Experience, on-site visit and observation. Here, students then went on a site visit of Penang Hill, where they were given a guided tour of the historical aspects of the hills by a volunteer guide. Students had opportunity to interact firsthand with community, chairman of the Residents Association, a hill ranger, and rescue operation team. Experience, interview and document. Students revisited landslide areas again a week later for investigation and proceeded to collect stories from members of the community and to interview stakeholders to get first-hand information on the landslide and how the rescue operations took place. Reflection and analysis. The students reflected on their findings by bringing together their site observations, data collected from the community, and their classroom learning. They choose to present all their findings using an exhibition format. Application. The students share their findings in a one-day exhibition with their fellow students and school teachers. This awareness-raising exhibition included a drama sketch based on the account from the ranger on how the rescue operations in Penang Hill took place. Data, photographs, and maps of landslide and erosion issues on Penang Hill. 3D models created by the students which demonstrated cause and effects of landslides on Penang Hill. After participating in the project, the students learned the various factors causing landslides, the collective effort of the community in a rescue operation after the landslide incident, and the importance of environmental protection. For project impact, cognitively, the students learn the cause and effect of landslides. As for the social-emotional aspect, they recognize the value of team effort in the rescue operation. As for the behavioral domain, they learn how to work together through better communication with others.
这一个就真的是不同啊，因为所有的资料全部都是要我们自己去收集，自己去 interview 人，你要去筛选那些 question 之后，你要就有时有时间限制哦。我学 from Mr. Jock 他是 General Manager of PAC 嘛。其实当那个土崩的事情发生的时候，他去 lead 那些 volunteer 全部，还有他的团队去 restore 这个 Pinang。这些土崩它的威力蛮大，所以我是觉得他们在51天里面能完成是真的是一个奇迹啊。
I gained the value cooperation because when they rescue the victims of the landslide, I think it's really important because of that teamwork. All of the people are safe. In the term of doing any project, like example, this project with cooperation and teamwork, you can actually done the project successfully in a short time.
If they stick to the classroom settings, they only talk to people among themselves. If they meet with people outside, it's a more real-life experience. They will really gain the knowledge that we were meant to teach. My objective is still to focus on their language, their speaking skills, on how they communicate with other people, and to build up their self-confidence, because we often seen schools like Ayatang, we are in a kind of a band 6 school, they are less exposed to the outside world. So going to this actually gives them opportunity to talk to people around them. I was a student before. I know it's quite boring sometimes to be staying in the class. Anything to get out of the classroom is already a plus. Plus, right now we have this 21st century learning and more focus on them doing it instead of the teachers doing it.
Kadang-kadang kita lihat pelajar kita sekarang banyak menggunakan gadget. Okay. Dia duduk di sebelah tak bercakap dengan siapa-siapa. Kalau kita tengok hari ini, mereka happy to ulang banyak kali. Dan apa yang mereka tahu dan mereka seronok untuk ulang.
As teachers, we are used to classroom teaching. We had to learn how to plan and design a place-based learning project for our students. There are 3 main stages in running a PBL project: planning, design, and execution. The planning stage involves preparing enablers for an out-of-classroom project. The design stage involves developing lesson plans and activities in the project. And the execution stage involves carrying out the project with the students. Let me share how we plan my Penang Hill project. There were 4 steps. Step 1. Obtain institutional support and resources. Step 2. Select a suitable project site. Step 3. Identify potential GCED topic at the site. Step 4. Frame the content of the PBL project. Firstly, I shared the project idea with my school principal to get approval to run the project. After that, I tried to recruit interested teachers to join the project. Then, all the project teachers went through a PBL training. During the training session, teachers delegated different roles among ourselves based on our skills and strengths, such as coordinator, facilitator, programmer, and community connector. Secondly, we chose the Penang Hill as the project site because it's nearby my school. It is also a significant historical site where Penang Hill is one of the oldest colonial hills in Southeast Asia. In Penang Hill, there is a 130 million year old virgin tropical rainforest, which is home for many flora and fauna species. Besides its rich biodiversity, it plays an important role as primary water catchment area for Penang Island. Although Penang Hill is a popular tourist site, many of my students who grew up in this community have never been up to the hill. To identify a potential GCED topic, the teachers went to explore and investigate the site. We were guided by members of local community up on the hill. We had a chance to talk to other local communities such as a farmer, hotel manager, tram driver, and caretakers of religious sites to investigate the problems and issues from the site. After the on-site visit, we discussed and identified landslides as the topic. Because of the recent flood in Penang, my students were curious about how the storm had also caused landslides on Penang Hill. My teachers went up Penang Hill for the second time to further investigate the landslides issues by consulting the local communities to check the safety of the landslide location. We also met with local partners to obtain logistical support such as free tram tickets and a working space for students. Framing the project content was the final step. We confirmed the GCED theme, the community issues, and the concepts taught in related curricular subjects. Based on the project framework, we developed the project objectives. They were 1. Helping the students to know about the cause of landslides on Penang Hill. 2. Creating their awareness of environmental protection. 3. Getting them to appreciate the collective efforts of local community members in rescue operations.
Are you excited to plan your own PBL project? Let me share with you the steps. First, obtain institutional support and resources. You will have to get your school consent and support from other teachers, and if necessary, obtain funding and logistical support, as well as develop the PBL capacity of your team of teachers. Second, in choosing a site for your PBL project, please bear in mind that PBL can take place in any authentic community or environmental setting, such as local school, neighborhood market, local park or playground, historical site, agricultural site, migrant village, or home for the elderly, or any other place. Third, to identify a potential GCED topic in the site, you have to visit and investigate the site, talk to the community, gather historical and current information on the site, identify potential community organizations and local government partners, as well as identify suitable workspace in the site for your students. As for GCED topic, you have to choose one that is suitable to the sustainable or unsustainable assets or practices at your chosen site. It can be of any social issues such as gender discrimination, ethnic conflict, drug abuse, or homelessness. The topic can also be any economic issues such as displacement of all trades, income disparity, or overconsumption. It can also be environmental issues like erosion, waste, pollution, and others. After choosing the site and topic, you have to frame the contents of your PBL project. PBL becomes more relevant when the topic to be investigated correlates to the larger GCED themes and also to concepts or skills being taught in the classroom. In other words, the topic to be investigated must be related to a particular GCED theme and a subject in the school curriculum. For example, if the topic to be investigated is discrimination of migrant workers, it is related to a GCED theme which is respect for diversity, and it is also a topic found in the curricular subject social studies. So the key question to ask when planning for a PBL project are: what will the student investigate? What is the rationale for choosing the site and topic? What is the learning you expect to see from this project? How will the project complement the gaps in the classroom learning? You should double check to see if your PBL project is feasible or not. What is the capacity of your teacher team? Have you obtained institutional consent and support? Is the chosen site suitable? Have you found some cooperative community partners? Is the chosen GCED topic suitable for investigation in the chosen site? Are there any suitable resources and materials available at the site? What are the timelines and schedules of all parties concerned? Here is a quick tip. When choosing your site, it should be easily accessible to your students. It should also be somewhere you as a teacher are familiar with, and it can be linked to a GCED topic that you are excited about. Lastly, on behalf of APCEIU and APCEIU, I would like to welcome you to the Advanced Training Workshop on GCED through Place-Based Learning Approach, which will be held in Penang later this year. The workshop will take place in Georgetown, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. While in Penang, you will have the opportunity to meet and exchange ideas with our Malaysian teachers and visit our schools. I hope that you come well prepared with your planned PBL project, and we look forward to meeting you.